this panel is going to be a little different because it was formed and conceptualized a year ago at the end of the conference last year, where Renat Meyer and Lawrence Brahm put their heads together and thought, well, what would happen if we could start to move in a proactive direction and start to address some of the problems that have been leading to environmental destruction, ethnic identity loss, et cetera, et cetera. And what if a new model could be tested and produced and replicated that could then be taken elsewhere, even outside of Nepal? So this panel presents this kind of modeling process. We're going to ask you at the end what you think about this kind of model and what you think the elements of a model should be that we take out henceforth from here on out. So we have today 3 presenters, and we're going to move very quickly. We only have a 35-minute session for this one. We're going to be addressing along the way ethnic identity formation, economic disempowerment and empowerment, and environmental dislocation, and then how to perhaps counteract that. And to do that, we're going to be talking about a particular crop that has special value, and that we're going to be addressing that in the conference too, in this panel too. Okay, so the first presenter will be a leader from the community, the Chhali community. We're going with Chhali Maya Thami, rather the Thami community. And she's going to be addressing what it was like to be a leader in the community and develop this model, what happened along the way, and maybe what some of the challenges might be.
तपाईँ समुदायमा एउटा नेतृत्वदायी भूमिकामा पुग्नको लागि कसरी तपाईँ पुग्नुभयो र तपाईँकोलाई त्यो ठाउँमा पुग्नको लागि कस्ता चुनौतीहरू थिए?
नमस्कार, मेरो नाम छली माया थामी, दोलखा जिल्ला कान्छो गाउँपालिका वार्ड नम्बर 2 बाबारीमा पर्छ। म महिला नेतृत्व गर्नका लागि चाहिँ धेरै चुनौतीहरू झेलियो, तर गर्न सकेपछि सकिँदो रहेछ। मैले सुरुमा काम गर्दाखेरि समूह गठन गर्दाखेरि समूह दर्ता गर्ने बेलामा धेरै महिलाहरूको नागरिकता चाहिन्थ्यो अनि जिल्लामा आउनु पर्थ्यो। महिलाहरू आउनु पनि मान्दैनथ्यो। घरबाट महिलाहरूलाई चाहिँ बाहिर निस्किनु अलि गाह्रो हुन्थ्यो, दिँदैनथ्यो, उसको श्रीमान उसको परिवारले दिँदैनथ्यो। तर म त्यतिखेरको अवस्थामा चाहिँ म मात्र 15 दिनको सुकेरी थिएँ। अनि त्यो समूह दर्ता गर्नु जाने बेला चाहिँ म समालमन समूहको अध्यक्ष थिएँ। अनि यसले हिँड्नु सक्छ कि सक्दैन, यसले सक्दैन भने यसलाई लानु हुँदैन, अरूलाई लानुपर्छ भन्दा मलाई चुनौती दिनुभएको थियो। तर बाटो हिँड्नु पर्थ्यो, 6 घण्टाको बाटो हिँड्नु पर्थ्यो। अनि म त्यो सुकेरी अवस्थामा नि समूह दर्ता गर्न आएर चाहिँ सहकारी दर्ता गरियो। चुनौतीहरू त धेरै आयो, तर मैले त्यो चुनौतीहरूलाई सामना गरेर अगाडि बढेँ।
Very good afternoon to you all, and namaste. I am Chhali Maya Thami from one of the Thami community in Dolakha in Nepal. And being a woman, I had a lot of challenges in starting from not having the citizenship or starting any jobs. And being a woman, there are other challenges to be the members of some community-based organizations. And then again, being a woman, we have other family kind of work, such as I was like 15 days maternity when I was asked to go for registering the organization, something like that. But despite those all odds and difficulties, I managed to do that. And what I learned is if you put some efforts, if you can stand, then you can stand your one. And since then, I involved in different organizations, different CBOs, and now I can speak. I'm here.
त्यहाँबाट सुरु गरिसकेपछि समूहमा काम गर्दा सुरु गरिसकेपछि हामीले अलैँची रोप्यौं। अलैँची अगुवा कृषक हो म। अनि अलैँची रोप्दाखेरि हामीले पहिलाको गहुँ कोदो मकै खेतमा लाउँदाखेरि हामीलाई थोरै आम्दानी हुन्थ्यो र हामी एकदमै निम्न गरिब हुन्थ्यौं। हामीले के पनि गर्न सक्दैन थियो, थोरै आम्दानी धेरै दुःख हुन्थ्यो हामीलाई। अनि अहिले हामीले अलैँची रोपिसकेपछि प्रत्येक पाखा पखेरो प्रत्येक बाँझो प्रत्येक खेतमा हामीले अलैँची रोप्यौं। हराभरा अलैँची रोपिसकेपछि हामीले अलैँचीबाट भुछे पनि रोकथाम भयो र हामीले अलैँचीबाट धेरै फाइदा बिरुवा बेच्यौँ त्यहाँबाट नि हामीलाई फाइदा भयो अनि हामीले अलैँचीको दाना बेच्यौँ त्यसबाट नि हामीलाई आम्दानी आय स्रोत भयो अनि हामीले त्यो अलैँचीको डाँठबाट गुन्द्री बनाउँछ त्यो पनि हामीलाई आय स्रोत भयो अनि त्यो पातको चाहिँ हामीले मल बनाउँछौँ प्राङ्गानिक मल बनाउँछौँ त्यो पनि हामीले त्यही अन्य तरकारी खेतीमा प्रयोग गर्नलाई प्राङ्गानिक मल बनाउँछौँ त्यो पनि त्यसको पातले हामीले अनि हामीले त्यो अलैँची रोप्नभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ एक दुई जनाकोमा रोप्दाखेरि अरूको बस्तुले चराइदिन्थ्यो खुवाइदिन्थ्यो अनि त्यहाँ झै झगडा हुन्थ्यो तर सबैजनाले अलैँची रोपिसकेपछि हाम्रो समाजमा पनि मेलमिलाप आयो समुदायमा मेलमिलाप आइसकेपछि जुनै हामीले महिलाहरूले चाहिँ अब आय स्रोतमा चाहिँ श्रीमान विदेशतिर हुँदाखेरि कहिले श्रीमानले पैसा पठाउँला र हामीले घर खर्च चलाउँला छोराछोरीको स्कुललाई फी तिरौँला भन्ने हामीलाई एकदम टेन्सन हुन्थ्यो भने अहिले चाहिँ हामीले अलैँची रोपिसकेपछि हामीले आफैले अलैँची बेचेको आम्दानीले चाहिँ छोराछोरीलाई स्कुलमा फी तिर्ने आफूले चाहिएको खर्च लगानी गर्ने आफूले खर्च गर्न सक्ने क्षमता भयो महिलामा
It's too long. Anyway, I'm a cardamom farmer, basically a leader farmer in cardamom. And when we used to have some other crops like wheat, maize, rice, and millet, the production was very low, and we couldn't even sustain our production, and we didn't have even more food to eat. However, we started this cardamom, and which also has multiple benefits, starting from as spices, as the leaves are used for the composting, even the roots and the embarks are made for mats and other stuff. Basically, the production when we started producing the cardamom, now we are kind of not dependent on our like other people. For example, people are some of the people started coming back to the community, even from the abroad, where they could like meet their families, stay together, and a kind of social harmony has been started. And this was possible when we had production, produced and sold those all products and earn money. And now we have been able to fulfill our household as well as community needs. And one more thing, it also helps us to build the social harmony, because when 2 or 3 people used to have this cardamom plantations, there would be like some grazing problems. One, we used to graze the animals on other places, but when all we came together, then we started doing this, and there becomes like a kind of a kind of harmony. People respected that rules not to graze in those areas. Hence, the soil erosion problem has been taken care. The livelihood, like income, has come up, and a kind of harmony has started in our communities.
हाम्रो थामीको चाहिँ हाम्रो निको भनेको चाहिँ हाम्रो हो हाम्रो भाषाले निको भनेको चाहिँ हाम्रो निको महिला अलैँची तथा लघु उद्यमीसम्म हामीले दर्ता गरेको छौँ महिलाहरूको मात्रै अनि हामीले महिलाहरूले मात्रै चलाउँछौँ हामीले महिलाहरूले मात्रै बचत गर्छौँ त्यहाँ त्यो बचतले चाहिँ हामीले छोराछोरीलाई राम्रो गुणस्तरीय शिक्षा दिनको लागि हामीले बचत गरिरहेका छौँ बाल बचत पनि त्यो बच्चाहरूको नाममा पनि बाल बचत गरिरहेका छौँ निको सहकारीमा पहिला चाहिँ महिलाहरू 10% मात्रै थियो भने अहिले चाहिँ महिलाहरू त्यहाँको बचतकर्ता चाहिँ 75% चाहिँ महिलाहरू भइसकेका छन् र मैले पनि त्यही अलैँची रोपिसकेपछि मेरो छोरीले अलैँची रोपेको सालमा एसएलसी दिएको थियो त्यसपछि कुन विषय पढाउने भनेर मलाई टेन्सन भइरहेको थियो अनि छोरीलाई त्यो अलैँची आम्दानीबाट चाहिँ मेरो छोरीलाई स्टाफ नर्स पढाएँ स्टाफ नर्स मेरो छोरीले क्लियर गरिसक्यो अहिले बिएससी गर्दैछन् मेरो छोरीले अनि छोराहरू दुईटालाई पनि एउटालाई चाहिँ इन्जिनियर र एउटालाई चाहिँ साइन्स पढाउने मेरो ठुलो लक्ष्य धोको छ र त्यो आम्दानीको आय स्रोत चाहिँ अलैँची नै राखिरहेको छ मैले
Basically, we also have some saving credit group for the women as well as the children, where we could be able to save some of our incomes, and we can use that for the education. Particularly, I myself had invested our income to my daughter's education, who has completed her nursing and now doing her BSc. And I have a dream to teach my son will go for engineering and science, and I'm hopeful that I can invest my income from Cardamom to their educations. Yes.
I think if we could switch now, we can come back later and talk more with questions from the audience. Deepak, I wonder if you could elaborate on why this selection of the Thami community, and then also some of the environmental advantages of the cardamom plant.
Okay, thank you very much, distinguished audiences here. Thank you very much, the organizer, calling me here as a panelist, and I'm happy to share some of our experiences on this. UNDP started working with this community since 2012. Basically, Dolakha, one of the districts which is one of the most disaster-prone districts from different perspectives, be it Gulf or landslide or some others, and Sorungkhola, where the Thami community is residing, like Permer 5 VDCs. When we worked, when we had a kind of assessment, basically integrated watershed management planning assessment, then we realized that Thami community is one of the extreme marginalized indigenous people of Nepal, and which are already like vulnerable from different perspectives. And also, the Thami itself is something linked with the land, water, and some natural resources, and they are very much into it. They are inherently like a kind of nature conservers, something that really impressed us. Then we work with government of Nepal, basically Minister of Forest and Soil Conservation and District Soil Conservation Office, and also District Agriculture Office. Then we collaborated in a way to work in these particular communities after a detailed assessment of that particular watershed. And then, I mean, when there was a need, like when they were already vulnerable, as she mentioned, there was a soil erosion. There was no production of the conventional type of croppings like millet or wheat or rice. And then the crop diversification as a climate change adaptation option, we introduced this particular species, basically also the broom grass in little dry area. So this cardamom and broom grass were selected in that particular community, understanding their needs and also their ethnic linked with this or nature, I would say.
So you mentioned earlier the root system and how that operates. How does the root system help us preserve the topsoil and absorb when there's a lot of water, a lot of rain, etc.?
Right. Because this particular plants, everyone knows that these two broom grasses as well as this cardamom is multi-purpose plant, and it does these all functions. Yes.
Thank you. So we'll have more opportunity for questions later.
Thank you very much.
We're going to switch now. We have actually two communities that have tested this agricultural product. And so when you have, we all know from applied research, when you have two different settings, you can test to see if it's a robust model or not. So can you maybe explain how this occurred and the benefits and so on, perhaps some of the problems along the way?
Thank you, Greg. Distinguished audience. I feel very happy to share this panel with the community leader here. She is from Dolakha, and I am sharing experiences from the eastern Nepal, Taplejung. So we are also working in cardamom. So we started from a different lens in cardamom. What lens we used is, what happens if crop fails, if there is no water, if weather conditions are not favorable for this year, what farmers are going to do? If market does not recognize the good value of cardamom, how we address those issues? So we look from that lens, because in Taplejung, cardamom has been grown for quite many years. And it is considered as a kind of black gold, because 65% of the households in Taplejung, majority are Limbu and other ethnic groups, they make their livelihoods by selling cardamom. And cardamom is one of the mountain niche crop, which has comparative advantage in terms of it is high value, low volume, low perishability. Low perishability is very important for mountain areas because of inaccessibility, which Dr. Molden in his keynote speech in the morning mentioned. So that's why we selected cardamom. And what we try to do is, what are the good practices exist in the region, in Sikkim, in Bhutan, in Nepal, for effective management of water, for improving soil health, for energy efficiency. We packaged all these good practices. We call it package of practices. Then we demonstrated this package of practices in the communities. This is to help reduce production fluctuation. If there is no water, they can have the rainwater harvested. They can have pits on the ground. And some of these interventions, within a year, give a very good results. For example, this plant-to-plant distance. When we recommended that, the plant to distance should be more than 1 meter. The farmer could see very few plants in the plot of land, but when they harvested, they found more yield. Because air circulation was good, soil health was good, they could apply mulching and all those manure and the practices. So this is one aspect. Second aspect is the diversifications. The current practice is selling cardamom pods in a bulk. So whether they can think of adding value with number of value-added products like curry powder, taste enhancer, tea masala, because tea is very popular, especially masala tea. So we came up with this idea, partnering with the social enterprise, Shark Association for Home-Based Worker. Then we also thought that, with the stock, they can get fiber, like hemp fiber, like nettle fiber. They can come up with this type of products. So this is kind of, the adding value, reducing risk. And with regards to market, we came up with the idea of the ICT for agriculture. This is giving market price information, weather forecast to the communities with SMS-based mobile applications, and also some crop advisory, like, talk to scientists. So then the third aspect is community mobilizations and how you create local ownership. We came up with the thorough engagement with the communities, like she mentioned, and asking them to make their assessment about the risk and vulnerabilities, and come up with their own plan, which we call micro plan, and then linking those micro plans with the plan of the local government, and keeping into consideration the national vision, which is agriculture development strategy. So these are the interventions.
Yes. And then also, what are the characteristics of this community compared to the Thami community, and in terms of socioeconomic level and so on?
So in our community, it is a pilot project. It is not a big full-fledged project. We covered only 300 households in Taplejung, and out of 300 households, 179 households are the Limbu Grooms, the ethnic communities. Then 97 households are Brahmin Chetri, and there are 12 households Dalits. And in terms of the representation of the households in all these exposures trainings, it is 33% women who represented in all the training exposures and running the demonstration plots.
Very good.
Yeah.
Chhali Maya, I'm wondering if you might have some lessons you can pass on to women leaders in Western society. Not all of the communities have women leaders. What are some of the lessons maybe that you learned from your project and that you can pass on to the West?
मैले उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ सल्लाह सुझाव दिनको लागि चाहिँ अब हामी प्रत्यक्ष भेटघाट होइदैन। म आज मौकाले भेट भयो, खुसी लाग्यो। सर्वप्रथम त दीपक सरलाई धन्यवाद। हामी पहिला सुरुमा चाहिँ दीपक सरसँग भेटघाट भएको थियो र अहिले सबै सरहरुसँग भेटघाट भयो, एकदम खुसी छु म। तर उहाँहरुसँग चाहिँ हामीले एउटा हाम्रो लघु उद्यम मार्फत चाहिँ त्यो साथी बनाउन सक्ने त्यहाँ चाहिँ एउटा फाउन्डेसन हुन्छ, त्यो फाउन्डेसन मार्फत चाहिँ हामी साथी बनेर चाहिँ उहाँहरुसँग सल्लाह सुझाव दिन र लिन आदान प्रदान गर्न सकिन्छ। र मेरो लिडरशिप चाहिँ उहाँहरुलाई सल्लाह सुझाव दिनको लागि चाहिँ धेरै संघर्ष गर्नु पर्थ्यो, तर जहाँ संघर्ष त्यहाँ सफलता हुँदो रहेछ। संघर्ष पछिको सफलता हुँदो रहेछ। मैले नि धेरै संघर्ष गरेर सफलता भएँ। जस्तै हामीले अहिले अलैँची रोप्दाखेरि नरोप्दाखेरि मेलमिलाप समाजमा मेलमिलाप हुँदैन थियो, झैझगडा हुन्थ्यो। अहिले धेरै मेलमिलाप भयो, सबैले एउटै बाली लाउने भयो। हामीले पहिला हेर्दा डाँडा काँडा फुसुरो देखिन्थ्यो भने अहिले हरियाली देखिन्छ। त्यहाँ सबैजनाको मन त्यही हरियाली भित्रमै छाइसकेपछि मेलमिलाप हुँदो रहेछ। जुन त्यो अलैँची रोपिसकेपछि हामीले त्यो भित्र रहेको निङ्ग्रो पनि हामीले अर्गानिक तरकारी रूपमा प्रयोग गर्छौं र बेचबिखन गर्छौं। त्यो अलैँची बारीमा रहिरहेको त्यो घाँसले हामीले खसी बोका पाल्छौं खसी बोका पाल्न हामीलाई सजिलो भइरहेछ। जस्तै हामीले अन्य बाली गहुँ मकै धान कोदो लाउँदाखेरि मल प्रयोग गर्थ्यो होला, विषादी प्रयोग गर्थ्यो होला भने हामीले त्यो विषादी प्रयोग गर्नु परेन। अलैँचीमा एकदम अर्गानिक भयो। अर्गानिक भइसकेपछि त्यहाँ जीवजन्तु पनि बाँचिरहने स्थिति भयो। त्यो माटोको उर्वरक शक्ति पनि बढ्ने भयो। त्यहाँ कुनै विषादी प्रयोग नभइसकेपछि सबै अर्गानिक हुन्छ। सबैजनाले हामीले चाहिँ विभिन्न विषादी प्रयोग नगरिकन हामीले खेती गऱ्यौँ भने अर्गानिक हुन्छ र हामी महिलाहरूले गर्दाखेरि हामी एक आपसमा महिलाले चिनाजानी गर्न ठुलो अवसर पाइन्छ भन्ने चाहिँ उहाँहरूलाई भन्छु।
Pretty much this is applicable for Nepali context, and she a little bit misunderstood the questions, but that seems to be a little interesting for other parts of women of the other parts of Nepal. So I would just translate what she had to say. Maybe Dr. Tanaka, if you want to re-ask the question in the other countries' perspective, maybe she will have different answers. But for Nepali context, what she had said is we had learned from a struggle. When we struggle a lot, then that struggle taught us a lot of lessons, and that we could survive. So the women, the other parts of Nepal, also can share their ideas through different cooperation or something like that, what they also have already in their places. And if we could share in face-to-face or some other media, then they can tell us how things happen, or how can we move ahead on this. Okay, she has nothing to say for the outside of Nepal, so I'll limit here.
So we'll move on. Thank you very much. Surendra, should there be increased funding, investment funding provided to projects like these? What are the kinds of benefits that could be developed because of this outside funding?
The whole idea of doing pilot in one of the cluster is to show the potential for the future investors, that this is a workable idea. You can make business, you can take it, this model in any of the commodities. The whole idea of coming up with these value-added products, the whole idea of creating a demonstration plot, we call it living library, bringing people from Sikkim, from Kalimpong, from Nepal, the government officials, to show them that this is how you can increase yield. Not only in cardamom, but with these climate smart agricultural practices, you can stabilize yield of any other crops. So we see good potential to take it to a bigger scale, for example, to the insurance and for the small and micro entrepreneurs.
And so when you take it on a bigger scale, you scale it up, the market is probably actually still growing very quickly because of the chai latte, the masala tea, and so on. Can you address that?
What I think, cardamom is relatively rare commodity. It is grown, we are talking about large cardamom, only in 3 countries, India, Bhutan, and Nepal. So we call it queen of spices. If you use cardamom in tea in any of your desserts, it really enhances the tastes. So market can be expanded, but this product is not very well known in the Western region.
Okay, I have to interrupt here.
Yeah.
On the flight over from San Francisco to Chicago, I went to go get an ice cream, even though I probably don't need it, but there was a cardamom ice cream there along with about 8 others, so of course I had to try it, and it was fantastic. So this market is growing.
This market is growing.
That was
the market will grow.
Yes.
If the proper campaign is made that this is unique product, it has unique attributes, it has healthy attributes, and it is grown in a pristine mountain areas like in Sikkim, Kalimpong, and Nepal and Bhutan.
So this is a product that is begging for funding, really.
So the now need is to position it. What is happening at the moment, large cardamom is losing its identity once it crosses the border of India.
Thank you very much.